Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So there's been a lot of talk in the NBA media as of late about James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers, and if they should toss him a Supermax contract this NBA offseason, which would put him at about $61 million at the age of 37. If Harden should accept or decline his player option, maybe look for an opportunity somewhere else, maybe some sort of sign trade. There's so many different routes you could go with Harden on the Sixers this offseason, guys. Now, keep in mind, I am recording this video before Game 3 against the Miami Heat, so maybe he goes off for 45 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, and puts all of our anxieties to rest. But before we get going on this video, if I can please ask you to leave a like, it means so much, man. It really does help grow the channel so much. So appreciate all your support out there, and just I've been loving making these videos. I really hope you guys are too. But yeah, so when it comes to like contracts in the NBA, it's such a ridiculous amount of money that, you nor I will ever understand that. Now, unless, you're the next LeBron James watching, then I believe in you, man. You can do it. You can be the next LeBron. Although, give me some season tickets or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's so much money. I remember a few seasons ago, Andre Drummond was in the final year of his contract with the Pistons. I think he had like a $25 million player option and ultimately got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers at the trade deadline. But everybody was saying, yo, Drummond, you better accept that $25 million. You're never going to sniff that again. You'll be lucky to get a $5 million contract where, in reality, Drummond has $138 million career earnings. And, I'll be lucky if I make damn $5 my lifetime, bro, let alone $5 million. So, yeah, straight up, I literally have a bag filled with recycled cans that I hope one day I can take to Walmart and buy myself a DiGiorno's pizza, man. I'm not talking pepperoni. We talking Supreme. We partying up in here, right? So, when you look at James Harden in this sense, yeah, $44 million, which I believe the player option is a lot of money. But also, I can't even imagine how much Harden has made at this point in his career, where it's got to be more about the ring. And, yeah, man, as far as where that team is it the 76ers? I get the concern. I get the concern seeing James Harden, realizing he doesn't really take care of his body to the best of his ability, like guys like LeBron do, although LeBron does, LeBron, Tom Brady is the reason guys like that are GOATs in the NBA, right? But what we're going to do, man, is, I know the game's trash, but I love it visually, just for like discussions and stuff like that. We are going to hop over to NBA 2K22. We are going to see, is his best fit still the 76ers next season? Is there some trades that make sense, or just a different team he should go and sign with? Okay, guys, so here on the Philadelphia 76ers, I will say, looking at their roster, the one, maybe two pullbacks I have to not bringing Harden back on the team is that Tyrese Maxey has played so well, given the circumstances of this NBA season of Ben Simmons not playing and stuff, Tyrese Maxey stepped up to the play. He's only 20 years old, and just this kid's going to be a superstar in my opinion, man. I've been calling him Iverson 2.0. Maybe that's a little bit too much of a stretch, but I don't know, man. And then also, if you tie up the money in James Harden, you still got Tobias Harris, who's got a few years left on his contract. And he's being paid max money himself. And, he's been pretty efficient in the playoffs in the making of this video, shooting 45% from three and I think 50% field goal percentage. But, also, I just kind of feel like max contracts get tossed around a little bit, too much these days, man. A little bit too much. Where if you're getting a super max contract or a max contract, you should be number one option on a team. That's just my opinion. Maybe a number two option given the circumstance, like a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving type of thing or something along those lines. Probably a better example out there than that, but that's the one that I'm going to use. And, also by not bringing back James Harden, you do free up a lot of money for cap space to improve this bench because, I look at it, man, I'm just I know it's just the ratings and everything, but, I don't know, I just especially the Joel Embiid going down, just and DeAndre Jordan being the new starting center with him out. Just you can definitely see where there's rooms for improvement on the squad overall. But okay, so first fun thing to do is I always going to the NBA trade finder and just kind of seeing what 2K is saying. If it's just cap right away, we're not going to look at it. But yeah, so here we got Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. That is a lot to give up. That is a lot to give up for the Bucks, I should say, man. Clippers, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Loki could kind of work. Paul George would fit nicely next to Joel Embiid, kind of like that. Here we got Bam and Kyle Lowry. Not doing that one. 2K, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. No. Okay. And they also want Tyrese Maxey. 2K, you some cap up in here, man. Here we got the Kings with Sabonis and Harrison Barnes. That's not going to get it done. Knicks not doing that. Orlando Magic. If they really want to get a 32, 33-year-old James Harden, I say go for it, but no. Kyrie Irving, I guess, why are we even talking about this one, man? We've been there, done that. Indiana Pacers, that's not happening. Pascal Siakam, that's not happening. Houston Rockets. While it would a little bit be fun to see James Harden go back to the Houston Rockets, I actually don't know. If you're a Rockets fan, would you actually want to see that? Or are you just kind of like, hey, we're kind of over James Harden. We got Jalen Green. We want to see what he's all about. Spurs, DeJounte and Keldon Johnson, no. Shai Gilgeous and Pukashevsky. I don't like that trade. But as far as like the OKC Thunder goes, and I know because they already got like Giddey. They got Giddey and Shea and everything like that, man. So I mean, like, what's the point? And that's the biggest issue that I have is like, if the 76ers are realizing that James Harden is regressing, so is every single other NBA team. You know, it's the same thing that I said in my LeBron James trade video, where like I respect LeBron James as one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player of all time, but also he's like 37, 38. And teams have like a future. Like there's future beyond guys like James Harden and LeBron James in the NBA. You got to kind of have to look at that. You don't want to get stuck in a bad situation, especially if Harden is expecting to get like a max contract somewhere. Here we got the T-Wolves. Honestly, okay, Tyrese Maxey. Okay, let's go look at our own trades here, man. Let's go do that real quick here. Okay, so let's go to this. I guess we'll just kind of do it by the roster right here. So yeah, Milwaukee Bucks, Chicago Bulls. Would that be interesting? I don't really see a trade happening right there because like the 76ers are going to want to bring back somebody that can like they can put next to Joel Embiid in his prime and everything like that, or then just at that point, you know, trading Ben Simmons for James Harden was just pointless, right? So I think that's what they would do in a trade, unless they use the money elsewhere. Like I said, maybe you use the money to go after like Zach LaVine in the offseason, which definitely could be a possibility. I actually wouldn't mind that at all. Zach LaVine, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. I'm kind of here for it. But as far as like other teams, other fits that I'm really liking, James Harden and Trae Young, that would be the worst defensive backcourt of all time. Miami Heat, I'm not like, they already got Tyler Hero. And like, I would, like, if you're a Heat fan, like, out for y'all to like start Tyler Hero next season as opposed to trade for an older James Harden. Charlotte Hornets next to LaMelo, don't really see that working out too nicely, but maybe there's a circumstance, maybe. And that would assume that maybe the 76ers are interested in taking on guys like Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward, which quite honestly, Tyrese, you know, Scary Terry, Gordon, Tobias, and Joel Embiid, that's not bad, although Gordon Hayward's injury woes kind of makes you a little bit nervous. But I mean, they're looking to do something like that, I suppose. Utah Jazz, it's like, there's no way if they could get Donovan Mitchell somehow for James Harden, that would be like the greatest franchise move of all time. I don't think it's possible though. Unless they're willing to also give up Tyrese Maxey, which, I don't know if I want to do that, man. I love Tyrese on the 76ers. The Knicks, though. Is there a trade with the Knicks that makes sense? Because, like, you don't want Julius Randle next to Joel Embiid. That's just not, like, that's not going to work. And plus, already having Tobias on the team, that's not going to work, man. Hey, Russell Westbrook for James Harden straight up. Who says no? Everybody says no. Oh, actually, probably not the Lakers. The Lakers don't say no, man. I'm just like trying to like really like focus on them. I'm just like, what works out the best? Is there not a good James Harden trade? Because even like the Nuggets, if you're willing to do like something for Michael Porter, then for the 76ers, that's not really like a win now move, right? And I think that's what they need. They need a win now move with James Harden. That's so hard to like trade for in this day and age. Pacers are in a rebuild. They will not take on Harden, although they got some nice pieces on the team. Pelicans. Don't see with the Pelicans either. Like, I don't see like a possibility of them trading CJ or Ingram. Zion's not going to get traded. Valanciunas, like, they don't need another center on the 76ers. Don't see it happen for the Detroit Pistons. Although, hey, one season of James Harden, maybe we could get like a little play-in tournament. I kind of be there for that. I would say out of all the teams, I could kind of see something maybe with the T-Wolves. Because D'Lo, once an all-star caliber point guard, he's only 25, 26, so he's going to be younger than James Harden right there. Maybe you also get like a Malik Beasley who will help strengthen their bench. Go for a Naz Reid. I think something like that. And then you're looking at a team of James Harden, Patrick Beverley in the backcourt. That works, I think, just for like how those guys play. You continue running Anthony Edwards at the 3 spot. I like him more as a 2, but, you know, he's been playing the 3 spot, and he's got the NBA body. He's built like a damn linebacker to play it, so that's fine. I think the T-Wolves are probably the only one. Dame playing with James Harden, I mean, once again, if they can work out a trade for it, but I'm not giving up guys like Anfernee Simons. I'm not doing that, and beyond that, their trade just doesn't exist. That's not going to happen with the Warriors, and the Wizards ain't going to happen here, man, unless, like, it's a Bradley Beal, James Harden thing, but that would be weird, too, because Beal's 5 years younger than Harden. So, It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. And I'm actually glad I did it this way because, like, I could have sat there, you know, in my studio and just kind of came up with all sorts of just like this might work. But, like, actually looking at it, I think at this point, James Harden, you just accept you just accept that player option. You play your ass off next season. And, you know, try to set yourself up for another good contract the year after. Put yourself in the situation where you get to call the shots where you want to go to. And I think that's probably best for everybody, man. But that's all we got for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.